You step up to the counter, swipe your card, declined. You try again, declined. Behind you, a line of angry strangers. Your phone won't load your banking app. The world is watching. What would you do if money simply vanished in front of your eyes? Kissing his kids goodbye each morning is the most important activity in the life of David, who, like most men, is a husband and father to 2 children, a cubicle worker by day, and an aspiring businessman by night. On the outside, he is one very common sort of man, possibly even predictable in routine, but set against his fixed stars of daily life is one dim dream: the day he'll ditch the cubicle for his own little business adventure to hand down to his kids. His mornings follow set rituals, that rich coffee smell wafting in from the kitchen, kitty laughter sounding down the hall, the drone of tires on the road within hushed commutes. Tucked in the corner of his wallet, hardly used now, is a few cash coins. They are mostly cards, shiny bits of plastic, and a slim little phone that promise so much at a mere touch. Why doubt? After all, he lives in a city where everything runs on digital, coins feel like relics, bills sit and gather dust, and life moves along quickly, effortlessly, securely. But security can be an illusion. That green light shining on that humble card reader, almost so minor in size, is the lifeline to his entire universe. And tonight, that heartbeat was going to stutter. But today, small cracks begin to show. A gas pump refuses his card. He laughs it off. A glitch, maybe, but the blinking light on the card reader feels like a heartbeat, one that's about to stop. At lunch, David orders a simple sandwich, nothing fancy, just his usual turkey on rye and a coffee. He reaches for his card and taps it against the machine. A sharp beep. Declined. He frowns, tries again. Declined. The cashier lets out a tired sigh and rolls her eyes. The line behind him is starting to grow. He feels the weight of strangers' eyes boring into his back. Someone mutters impatiently. Another clears her throat loudly. The air seems hotter, heavier. He pulls out his phone to see if the banking app can shed any light, but instead, a cruel message blinks briefly on the glowing screen. Bank app error. Try later. His heart beats in time with the blinking cursor. Sweat trickles down his temples. His face is burning, and not with hunger, with humiliation. David recognizes at that moment that this isn't about a sandwich. It's about dignity, about trust. And both are gone, one failed tap at a time. He rushes out, hungry and embarrassed. But deep down, fear plants its seed. Morning, afternoon, and the world does split wide open. In the office cafeteria, David attempts to make simple payments for a quick lunch when it gurgles out his card, much like a machine at the railway station would do after disowning someone. The cashier shakes her head. No alternative, no sympathy, and then David slides away in the embarrassment of a growling stomach. Later, at the parking garage, the metal gate holds. The red light above the scanner blinks incessantly, like a warning siren. He swipes, taps, presses buttons. Nothing. Horns blare behind him as frustrated drivers yell. Panic prickles under his skin. He grabs his phone, desperate. The app loads slowly, then freezes, before flashing a message that sends a chill down his spine. Security alert. Account suspended. His hands tremble, and his breath catches. At that exact moment, his phone buzzes with back-to-back notifications, his boss demanding why he's late to the meeting and his wife texting reminders for groceries and dinner money. A dozen voices pulling at him, expecting answers, expecting stability. But David has none. No food, no access, no way out, just silence, and an empty wallet full of useless plastic. Every sharp beep from the machine slices through the air like an alarm. Every failed swipe feels heavier than the last, echoing like a door slamming shut. The frozen screens around him. At the register, on his phone, glow with cold, unfeeling light, each one a reminder that he's locked out of his own life. The sounds blur into a suffocating rhythm, beat, decline, error, beat, decline, error, until it feels like the very walls are inching closer, pressing in on his chest, stealing his breath. The city doesn't feel open anymore. It feels like a cage, and every failed tap is another bar on the prison door. Evening falls, and the city falls apart, not with a whisper but with a roar. The screens on ATMs blink, and their slots spit out nothing but quiet. Frustrated palms hit cold metal with a loud bang. Businesses close their shutters, locking away food, medication, and hope. Taxi drivers wave off clients who are desperate and don't have any money, leaving families stuck under flickering lamps. A young mother holds a can of infant formula in a supermarket store and begs the clerk for forgiveness, her voice breaking. The clerk's eyes are watering, but rules are rules, and laws are merciless. A man at the counter screams, shaking his fists. His scream breaks the tight calm and sends people flying like birds frightened into the night. Everywhere, patience dissolves, fear spreads, trust dissolves. The structure we thought was unbreakable has fallen apart, and in the space it left behind, anarchy rises, ravenous, brutal, and relentless. David gets in line at the only ATM that is still lit up in the dark. The line goes around the corner, and the only light on the faces is the cold blue light from the screen. Minutes turn into hours. The machine makes noise and groans, but it never lets go of a bill. Frustration rises. A man yells at the person in front of him. A woman quietly cries as she holds her child, as if money were air. Shoulders slam, fights break out, and the line falls apart. David takes out his phone, hoping for a lifeline, but the screen stabs him with 3 words, network unavailable. He taps again. Nothing. The light flickers weakly, like a candle that is about to go out in the wind, leaving him in the dark, cut off, powerless, and alone. What would you do if your survival depended on numbers that no longer exist? David sits on a cold bench, and the rain soaks through his clothes. Drops slide from his hair, his shirt clings heavy against his skin, and the chill makes his hands shake. Around him, the city keeps moving. Cars hiss by on wet roads, strangers rush past under umbrellas, but he feels like he doesn't exist. In his palm, the phone glows weakly. 2 words stare back at him, network unavailable. He keeps looking, hoping the screen will change, but it never does. His eyes sting, and soon he can't tell if it's the rain or his own tears blurring the light. For the first time, he isn't just broke, he feels stripped of his dignity, stripped of control, powerless. And then, just like that, it's over. Screens light up again. Machines hum back to life. Cards swipe without protest. Apps refresh, as if nothing had ever gone wrong. Around David, the mob explodes in nervous laughter, some even cheering, everyone wishing to pretend the horror never happened. But David can't unseen it. He felt the ground vanish beneath him, saw how quickly the world unraveled when money turned into nothing more than flickering code. For everyone else, it's business as usual. For him, it's a warning he'll never forget. So tell me, are we building a future of freedom, or a digital prison that could collapse in a single day? What would you do if money vanished tomorrow? Share your story in the comments. Have you ever faced a card decline or a frozen payment app? And don't forget to subscribe to the Zelly Digital Dilemma, because next time, we uncover an even darker side of our cashless future.